Time to conduct evil. What a great, simple quote. I love it. Garou is the best character. I continue to say that. And you know what was great about this progression of the character and the things that were happening throughout the One Punch Man chapters is, and like, I'll admit, you know, I am not, like, One Punch Man is not in my top 10. And it's not my most favorite manga of all time, but I do enjoy the hell out of this series. I will say there are a lot of characters that I don't really care about too much, but the characters that I love so fucking much. I love Garou. I love Saitama, obviously. I love Genos, you know, Fubuki, Tatsumaki, Bang. I love these dudes, right? King, they're great. Like, the ones I love so much, it just makes up for everything else. But here's what I loved about the progression of Garou's character is because this plot line, the storyline that's been happening, there's been so many things that have happened, so many moving pieces, so many like little events and then gigantic events and epic battles that have been happening in order to get to this moment here, in order to gather all of the heroes together in one place, one location, all of them, in order for this panel to exist. And I fully commend and applaud the writer of the series, the original writer of the series. I know that some people said that the manga has deviated from the webcomic. I don't know. I haven't read the webcomic, but the writing, in order to get to this place, it's just one of those moments. This is one of those scenes that feels like it makes the entire journey worth it. This is just one of those scenes where everything comes together in such a perfect way that you sort of like look back and re-understand why you were watching particular events that you were watching, why you were watching characters go through, you know, why there were so many different storylines happening at the same time, different characters doing different things, you know, and they had this giant crisis of all of these different monsters and antagonists and everything that was happening. And while that was happening, Garou was just like this wild card off to the side who was slowly building himself up. He got defeated like 5 or 6 times by Saitama, by the events that were happening, and he continued to progress, and he was this weird little like entity that, and it's not like the characters didn't care about him, like they, you know, he was hunting down heroes and defeating them, so like he was important, but not as important as this giant, you know, establishment of villains that they were facing. And yet slowly but surely, while everyone was dealing with that shit, you know, that Garou was able to build himself up behind the scenes, ultimately becoming more of a threat and more of a threat, and people have to take him more seriously. And I feel like it goes back to his childhood and being the outcast and being the person that was sort of subjugated by society and had that sort of darkness pushed on him to begin with. And it was the kind of person that, you know, nobody really cared about, nobody really gave much regard to. And so he's basically been ignored in mass, right? I mean, obviously Bang saw that his potential and everything, but for the large scope of the heroes that exist within this universe, you know, it wasn't until this moment that everybody realized how serious of a threat Garou is. And that was just, I just loved it. That was just great writing. That was great writing. That was great character development. And it just makes everything make sense as far as where they were building it. Now, as far as the chapter itself is concerned, this was it, man. This was the moment. So Garou gets enhanced by this god creature. I still don't know what the hell that is, other than just like a god that grants, you know, monstrous abilities to people. Very cool concept. I don't know how or why or where, but it doesn't really matter. And it seems like, I don't know if I misunderstood the translation, but it seems like he would have offered Garou more power, but Garou only slightly touched his hand instead of like fully grasping it, because he came to him. The god creature always comes to people sort of disguised as somebody that they care about, so it came to him as Bang, and then he sort of like smacked the hand out of the way, like kind of being like, I don't want to be your puppet sort of thing. But even just that slight graze, that touch, still allowed him this like cosmic like power, to the point where Garou is literally punching so hard that he's creating a nuclear blast by how powerful he is. It's crazy, man. These people, we're on like fucking, we're getting up to like Cell Saga DBZ power level as far as like these characters are concerned, at least as far as Garou is concerned. Yeah, and also I really liked how it talked about the abilities that he learned from Bang and how it's about manipulating the energy, the flow of natural energy and maneuvering that into your fists. I really like that concept, and it goes into like a lot of martial arts and a lot of things like Tai Chi, which is sort of more of like a, I don't know if it's more of like a yoga, how do you want to describe it, but I've done some like Tai Chi classes, online classes, but still. And a lot of it is about finding the flow of energy and moving into that flow. You know, you're kind of like realizing the direction that the energy moves, and that's why, you know, you can like cycle it back around, push it back this way. You know, it's the whole, like, it's a whole thing. So I liked that it was using that in sort of like the fantasy aspect of pushing that further into how their powers work, and also how he's able to sort of like see the reflection of other attacks and other abilities, like with Saitama. So he's seeing how the energy flows, how it moves, and he's manipulating that into using it for his own benefit. So thought that was really cool. Now you attach that style of martial art on top of being granted these cosmic powers, and him still having like full autonomy over his own mind, and you literally like have created basically the most powerful character other than Saitama himself. So let's talk about the actual fight between him and Saitama. So they're trading blows back and forth. He's seeing Saitama's ability and mimicking his ability. He's going for the consecutive punches. And the entire time, Garu is keeping up with Saitama and also seeming to get the edge on him. And when it comes to fighting ability, martial arts, skill, obviously Garu is superior. But the only issue is that Saitama is Saitama. He's the broken character of the universe that can literally like do anything, withstand anything. He's One Punch Man, you know? And so even though he's taking the hits that are at the level of a nuclear blast, he's still being able to brush them off. He's getting hit. He can't really counter. He can't really outdo Garu's martial arts. But the fact of the matter is that he's invulnerable, at least to a degree, right? He's getting scuffed up a little bit, but he's not feeling any pain. He's not bleeding out. He's not breaking any bones, you know. So we're at the point now where somebody can really rough Saitama up. We've had characters like punch him, but we're at like Garu can like rough him up, but he's still not feeling any pain. You know, he's still virtually invulnerable. And then Garu does essentially like shooting out a gamma ray blast, which is what happens when a star explodes, I'm pretty sure. So how the Earth managed to survive after a gamma ray blast happened on top of it, we're going to ignore that fact, and we're going to chalk that up to suspension of disbelief, not think about it. We're only going to think about how cool it was. And yeah, he literally emits a gamma ray blast from both sides of his body, and Saitama gets blown away. And that's the last time we see Saitama in the chapter. Obviously, I'm sure Saitama's going to return in the next chapter. So, and then Garu, of course, lands, and now he's face to face with all these heroes, and they all have to face like their worst nightmare finally here, confronting them face to face. All of their life decisions, all of their work, everything that they've done has led them here to this point, to this moment where they have to witness ultimate evil incarnate. Crazy. Crazy, man. So I would imagine the next chapter is probably gonna be about a lot of these hero characters trying their hand at fighting Garu. It seems like even the character whose superpower is speed basically says there's no point in running. You know, that's terrifying. Imagine if the Flash, you know, was there in the Justice League and he's like, yeah, we can't run away from this. What do you mean you can't run away from this? Yeah, that's how dangerous it is, man. So it's crazy, man. I've loved enjoying the journey of Garu getting to this point. And I'm sure Saitama is going to come back. And possibly when he does, he might be taking this a lot more seriously than he was before. He might not be taking it so casually, because before, he even states in this chapter, he's like, you know, I told the kid that I would like calm you down, I would take you down, I wouldn't get hurt in the process. And he's like, now I'm starting to get scuffed up. That's not quite as easy. So he might be taking this into a more serious approach as he comes back, which would be great to see. And can Garu stand up to that? And then will the God character come back and be like, you want the rest of the power? Do you want the rest of it? Oh, okay. Somehow the Earth, like, I don't know. I feel like it needs to be destroyed at this point, because this is just ridiculous. I love it. Great chapter. I thought it was fantastic. Oh yeah, there was also people in the comments would kill me if I didn't mention it. There was also a like animated page. If you read this online, there was like a page where it was animated, which is really cool. I've never seen that before. I don't know how they would put that in the manga volume. They should just have like a little like light attached to like one page so you can turn it on. It look beautiful. Anyways, guys, what did you think about this chapter? Let me know down below. Are you enjoying the arc so far? How do you feel about Garou finally being this ultimate evil here face to face with everybody? Let me know thoughts, theories, comments down below. Try not to spoil anything if you haven't read the webcomic. Other than that, guys, thanks a lot for watching this video. Really, 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 truly do appreciate it. Give it a like if you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more One Punch Man content from me, let me know. Like the video, comment, tell me it's something you want to see more of. Maybe I'll do more of a chapter by chapter basis. Maybe I'll do groupings of chapters. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. Other than that, hope you have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you next time.